All right, guys. So yeah. Oh, Marvin Sapp. Some of you don't know who Marvin Sapp is. He's a gospel singer, a preacher, a pastor. He has his own church, and apparently, for some reason, he asked for $40,000, and instead of him just not locking people, basically locking people like his own congregation in the church until they give it to him, he did it anyway, and he is receiving hella backlash. Like I talked to my mom about it the other day, and she's very upset because my mom, she's a Christian. She's all into religion. Like she like Marvin Sapp music. Um, you know, like yeah, like that's crazy. Like this man gets 40K and that shit is tax free. That's probably why a lot of these people do this church stuff because hey, you ain't got to pay taxes. Man, we really need to start taxing these churches, man. Like I'm dead serious. But anyway, Mama sat for to talk about it. Really, in all actuality, this isn't a video. It's basically like audio. So I don't know if Ricky Smiley has copyright. I mean, content ID on it because I'm gonna have to run it through a system first before I upload it. Because these people on that bullshit when it comes to content ID. But anyway, I'm gonna play it and get my thoughts on it. Here we go.
Chosen Vessel Church in Fort Worth, Texas. Joining us this morning is a friend of the show, Marvin Sapp. And good morning. Thank you for joining this morning.
Thank you.
And listen, let me say this. I'm not here to exploit this situation. You are my friend.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm a real friend. I'm a loyal friend. You understand? And I haven't even talked to you this week.
No,
because I know your phone was blowing up, but I had sense enough that everything that you sat here and said during the commercial break, I already knew. You don't have to explain that to me. I grew up in the church. And in your own way, let's start with the attacks that are on you and the death threats on you and your family.
Oh yeah. By the way, Marvin Sapp claims that after that went viral, he's been receiving death threats towards his church and his life and his family's life. But let me say this. Um, I mean, like, see, that's when people take shit too far, man. Look, what Marvin Sapp did was messed up. It wasn't good. But again, like, if these people do, like, I think those people are just trolls at this point. Like everybody that does shit will receive death threats, man. Like when shit go viral, like that's just the way it is on social media, at the church. Like people see, hey, it is what it is. I've received death threats on Twitter, so yeah. But again, like, yeah. Let me continue.
Well, let me just
Or
start.
just whatever way you want to start.
Let me just start by saying first, Ricky, I thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, sir.
I thank you for the opportunity to be able to come on your show and for you to use your platform to give me a chance to just, add some context,
Yeah.
some context and clarity to, a clip that, a whole lot of people have seen. Sadly, one of the things that has happened is, people have created a narrative that is absolutely not true. Number one, the narrative was created, excuse me, that I raised money at my church, that I kept the people at my church hostage until I raised 40,000.
Dude, you told the ushers to close the doors. Like, dude, like Marvin Sapp, like, there's no way in hell you gonna get out of this one, bro. Like, we heard, dude, we had the audio. Like, I'm pretty sure you probably said it's AI. No, that's not AI, bro. It's not AI. Like you said, yeah, you said close the doors. Now, if you didn't say that, hey, I can't, I can't say that you did keep your fucking congregation hostage. Why you told the ushers to close the doors? And what if somebody got mad at what you did and ran out and probably hurt one of your ushers trying to get out the door? So you put people in danger by doing shit like that, man. Like, That's wild. Like, okay, let me continue.
Dollars for me. That's the narrative that has been shared. That I locked folks up in my church. That I made them give $40,000, and I wouldn't allow them to leave until they gave it to me. And in the
But you said that if 1,000 people gave $20 a piece, then another thousand, I guess, online gave $20 a piece, it'll be $40,000. That's what you said. Now you acting like, oh, that's not what I said. Oh, see what happened was is that that's a lie. People trying to say I'm greedy for money. Like, bro, we got ears, Marvin Sapp. Like we ain't deaf, bro. Well, come on, man. This is wild.
be honest with you, that is absolutely false.
Yeah.
Number one, that offering was taken last year. This was a service that happened last August. Number two, it didn't happen at my local church. It actually happened at a national organization's international meeting where churches from all over the country, all over the world came together for the purpose of.
You know what though? Okay, even okay, you said that happened last August. Okay, but it still happened though. It still happened. Okay, okay. I didn't know that. I'm gonna be fair right now. I'm just watching this as you guys right now. Like I didn't know that. Okay, you said it happened last year. Okay, that's fine. But again, though, dude, like, why would you say all that shit though? Like, why? Like, I'm pretty sure that other preachers was there asking for money. I mean, probably was raising money for something. Like, oh, okay.
Celebrating the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. People took issue with me saying shut the doors. Understand, I never said lock the doors.
Yeah.
I said shut the doors.
I know. I know. Even I said that on last episode. I said, yeah, no, he didn't say lock the doors. He said shut the doors. Which still, like, the ushers gonna be in front of the door. I used to go to church. I know how that works. Like, you telling the ushers to close. Why you tell? But that don't make any sense. Like, why you told the ushers to close the doors for? That don't make any sense. Like, you technically was like kind of holding them hostage. You technically was, dude. Like, you see, he trying to wiggle his way out of this, but I didn't know it was a conference last year. But again, like, but my thing is, I don't know though. Like, if this was in August, how did people skip on this? Like, how did like that's a long time. September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Shit, almost 8 months ago. Like, I let them continue.
Shutting doors mean that people still have the ability to go in and out. They've taken issue with my tone. And I can honestly say, looking at the video, maybe I was a little more assertive than I should have been.
No shit.
And I can apologize for that. I can apologize for that. But three things I need to make sure that people understood. Number one, the $40,000, if it was $40,000 that was raised, was never given to me. That money was raised for the purpose of taking care of the budget for their conference.
Okay. Why you couldn't just say that? Why you did in such a tone like, hey, you need the money now? It's a small seed and all that stuff. Like, why you came at it in a way that made people think? Cause you know how people is on the internet. Like, people overreact to shit. It happens all the time. I do it too as well. Like, I guess that's just part of being on social media for a long time. Like, every little thing that comes up, people make a big deal out of it. Then later on, we find out it wasn't a big deal. Now, okay, let's say if all that was true. Let's say maybe they didn't reach their goal of 40K, but yeah, I guess he sounded more stern. But again, it's like, man, I can't say he lying because I don't do that. Like, I don't know what's in a person's heart at that time. But yeah, like he was coming out saying stuff like that. He sounded kind of like a little tepid too, like a little nervous. Like I don't know, maybe I'm nitpicking, but that's how I get from this. Like he sounded kind of a little nervous too. He said the money never go to him, but you could have said, "Hey, this is for the conference, man." Like you don't tell people how much to give. That too, I should have said that. You don't tell people how much to give, Marvin said. Like people, everybody ain't got $20 to give like that, bro. Like people are struggling. Like that congregation at that conference or whatever. He said one his church. I was say I thought his church was smaller. I remember he did a thing on Unsung about Unsung is like well singers don't sing anymore. They talk about they past and stuff like that. Like yeah but that's a mega church like a mega church he was at. But yeah like you don't do that, man. You just it's a right and wrong way to do things. Like just say like, hey, it goes towards the funding for this conference and all that stuff, and give from your heart. Like that's what they supposed to tell you. Like you just don't say everybody gave $20. Um, you know, um, that's like we raising money for Liz to go to Ohio, and that's like me telling people everybody gave okay, everybody gave $100. It'll be 10,000. No, no. Now we do actually say, hey, 10,000 of Liz's followers give her $1, then But I even a lot of people ain't got $1 to give. Like I really temperate to ask that. That's why I said retweet, donate. But back to this, man. It's like it just he went at it the wrong way. That's why I get from this. But I let him continue.
Not Marvin Sapp. Number two, it didn't happen at my church. It happened in Baltimore. Number three, you know, people take issue with me being firm with the ushers. Anybody that goes to church, ushers one-on-one, that's the first thing they teach you as being an usher, is that there are 3 times you don't walk. You don't walk during the altar call. You don't walk during prayer. You don't walk during the offering. One of the reasons being is because of the sacredness
Right.
of the moment. But it's also about security. As a pastor, that churches are being robbed at gunpoint. It's happening
Sure.
all over the country. This is not something I'm making up. This is factual. So if you got 5,000 people in a room, you want the doors closed. You don't want the doors locked. I couldn't get them locked anyway. It's a convention center. But the doors needed to be closed, and there was a lot of pandemonium and stuff that was going on out there. But I wanted to share that first. But that ain't even the reason why I'm here. Here's the reason why I'm here. The reason why I'm here is because what has happened is people have taken clickbait and made something out of it that it isn't. And because of that, my church has been getting phone calls. People have called my church and cussed me out. My staff are.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. Like I hate that shit too. I ain't gonna lie, I hate that shit too. Like you know, um, but again, it's like what I get from this is that now you clarifying what really happened. But again, like I think the reason why people are so angry, Mama said, okay, that's okay, all this shit true, that's fine. I think a lot of people are angry at you, man, is because people see people know that when you go to church, man, when it comes to offering time, these pastors they be on a new level of begging for money. Like it's just gonna just keep it 100. Like as a former churchgoer, I used to go to church. Pastors always ask for money. You know, like my pastor one time said, don't worry about your electric bill. Give that tithes and offering, which is wild because um, a lot of these electric companies, man, you can't write on the slip. I gave my tithes and offering to the church because they'll cut your shit off. They don't give a fuck. But like, it's just the way you came at it, man. Like that's really where I'm at. Like you asked people to give a certain amount of money, then you gave a number of people to do it, and then you told, yeah, I heard that too because I've been in church. Like ushers ain't supposed to move around doing, certain parts of the service. But again, like people don't know that because people don't go to church. A lot of people are atheists, like agnostic even to a certain extent. Like people don't know that. So it's good of him to a certain credit, going on the media telling the truth. You know, but I don't condone like cussing a man out, threatening his family and his church. Like I don't condone that shit. Even. But yeah, like if you haven't said that stuff, if you said give what you can towards this organization, nobody would have gave a rat's ass. But yeah, I'm gonna continue a few minutes and I'm gonna get to the next topic. But yeah, found out a lot today.
Afraid because I've received death threats over $20 and shut the door. People have come to our campus. They have come to my church to try to cause problems, issues, challenges. And again, my children, I don't look at comments. We was talking about this. I don't read comments. When you got millions of followers, you ain't got time to be reading all the comments. You just don't have it.
Right.
My children do. And
Yeah, I have 10,000 followers and I don't read comments either. Like, yeah, I just ain't got time for social media, man. But yeah,
they are afraid. And the reason
wow.
being is because I'm their only parent. I'm a widower. They're afraid for my safety. So now we've had to update and increase security and all the things I've never had to do before because of the vitriol and the anger that people have shown, the things that they've said in my thread and stuff. And all of this is because of a misunderstanding. And I'm not blaming people. Let me be clear. I'm not blaming anybody because of their misunderstanding. I'm just saying in all you're getting, get an understanding. And if I'm sharing with you that the $40,000 that I was trying to raise, and again, I don't know if the organization got 40, 10, 20, any of it. I don't know. I'm hoping that I actually raised more money so that I can help the organization that has been such a great support to me.
But I have a question about this organization. I guess, got something to do with Christianity or whatever. Like, is this organization, is it doing mutual aid? You know what I mean? Like, is it having working class black people in particular, more people that are, go to church, a lot of older black people, for example, like, a lot of older black people are very sacred when it comes to church, man. Like my mama, she's very, very sacred. So is it helping people like her? Like not her, but people like her, or is it just a money making scheme? See, it's good to answer questions like this. Like I love to ask them, like, hey, what does this organization do? I mean, y'all spread the word. Do y'all do mutual aid? Like, one thing you go out and spread your propaganda. That's really what that is. The Bible is propaganda. You spread your propaganda around, but are you actually helping people in the streets? The homeless people in the streets. And okay, a misunderstanding. Okay, we got a misunderstanding. People had a misunderstanding of what happened. Like, I thought that happened, hell, last week, last month. Hell, I didn't even know. This is why that, I need to do better. Like, I need to research shit more. But again, the organization now, they probably raise more than that. Like, you said a lot of people, watching online too as well. Lord knows how much they gave. So yeah, that's a good question. But pay a little bit more of this, and I'm gonna move on.
These people,
and again, let's be clear, not a dime of that money.
not a dime of that money came to me. Not a dime of it.
And where did your money come from?
I've been blessed. I've been extremely blessed. I've sold millions.
Yeah, he sold millions. Like you about to say, he sold millions of records. He had a hit song come out like 2008, 2009. Like I'm gonna say, like, why you need 40 grand? Like you doing fine. Wealthy, Marvin. Like about that's what I really up in ass about. But yeah,
Of records, millions. I'm a songwriter.
How much have you gotten paid from? And we on the radio live,
Right.
How much have you gotten paid from your church? I'm just saying.
Okay, so
Tell
see,
me
Ricky,
what you said
I'm
during the
gonna tell
commercial.
you
Talk.
what people don't know is that I pastored 16 years in the city of Grand Rapids, Michigan. I founded my church. I pastored 16 years. We had a great church. Still have a great church there. 16 years of pastoring. I never got paid a dime. That's a fact. 16 years. You can call the church. You can ask them. I pastored the Lighthouse for Life Center Church in Grand Rapids, Michigan for free for 16 years. 9 years of those 16 years, I gave a minimum of $30,000 a month to my church.
Wow.
30 grand a month to my church to ensure that the church could go forward. We had a lot of stuff. I had a college campus that we had bought. We had 3 other campuses, and my membership had dwindled after my wife had passed because I had to travel more in order to take care of me and my kids.
Right.
So, my membership, it dwindled, but we never lost anything. And as a matter of fact, this is factual. The day I announced the new pastor, I burned the mortgage of the church. When I left Grand Rapids, I left my church not only debt free, but I left them with 6 figures in the bank and put a brand new pastor in and walked away and moved to Texas. I'm not trying to take advantage of people. That's never been my passion. I'm serious.
But the question is how much you get paid at this current church in Texas. He's not answering that question. Like that's what people do. Like, yeah, they try to dodge the question. Hey, it's old church in Michigan. I remember that because it was on the Unsung documentary. But that's good. But yeah, man, almost done, guys. Wow.
About ministry. And let me go one step further. There's a whole lot of other pastors around here that are doing the same thing. Most pastors in America are bivocational, meaning they have jobs outside of their churches. The average church size in America is only 75 people. Look it up. It's factual. So we're not getting rich off the church. I am bivocational. I'm a W-2 employee at my church. I have a syndicated radio show that I do every week to over 60 different markets.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna end it there. So yeah, family know the truth, I guess. So it turns out that it was a conference in Baltimore in August, and he was raising trying to get money to raise $40,000, but it sounded like to an average person, you know, that you are collecting money for yourself or the church or whatever. Like, but yeah, I don't condone violence. I don't condone, people threatening anybody's life. I think that's fucked up. Like my life been threatened because I just did this on a post with my big fat ugly head said fuck Israel. Like I just drove people crazy. You know, and I said this before. If I said um, fuck Hamas, like I probably get the opposite from the other side. So yeah,